Thank you, Tsunami. And what a game we got here. You know, as the panel was going over Pycat, you got VIRTUS Pro. They're at the top. They're feeling pretty cozy. Alliance down here. Battle. They're scrapping together whatever points they can get. And I guess the question in my mind is this final pick Batrider? Is it enough for you to maybe think, Alliance, it's start to climb up that leaderboard?
The Batrider, I mean, I think he has a decent lane. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like suffer a little bit from Cook.
My deepest sympathy.
Once you get 6, the lane becomes quite volatile, I think. Any team that kind of brings in a hero can easily net a kill. However, I feel like VP just have easier time bringing heroes. Real disables on these from Alliance. Generally just, you know, lacking a lot of disables on these heroes. Just Batrider, I mean, they're sort of relying on these 2 ultimates from Batrider and B. I personally favor VP here in the draft quite a bit. I feel like they have some clear ways of playing this game. You know, you got the Void as your sort of big boss carry. I think he outscales to some extent. And you're also backed up by the Slaughter. And you have a lot of disables. Even the Wind Ranger can scale. I'm kind of liking VP here.
Yeah, there's something simplistic, but in a good way about VP's draft, right? Whereas Alliances, you kind of hit on the head. They've got these 2 big ultimates, great CC, and yes, you're playing against this lineup that doesn't really have a solid save, but if you do fluff up that initiation, if it is a bad use of one of your 2 stuns, what are you left with?
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, personally, I haven't seen this lane in a while. It used to be this thing, which was just like, it was a lane of nightmares.
That was with the Wild Axes build, right? Where you just kind of
people. It was, and it was like the 8 era, and this was just out of this world broken. It was so ridiculous. I'm assuming this is, you know, not entirely the case. Probably you play with the now and everything. It's gonna be a bit different, but you know, if they can really snowball this lane, I think they have some good plays to make here. They could sort of escape the game, but I like VP's chance.
Yeah, and you're a CM against the Beastmaster, right? So, you know, if things look like they're getting a bit hard, you get another point Frostbite, you can do something about those balls. Is already starting to do with the Crystal Nova.
Casual 8 stacks and
then just walk away.
Yeah.
I'd be interested if Limp tries to go for the Firefly build or if he thinks Flamebreaker's higher value here. Because, you know, in theory, you could get on the Kunkka, but I guess he does have the Torrent and you can be a bit predictable when chasing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe you get like 1 value point Flamebreak at some point. The harassment from Kunkka it's a little bit annoying. Batrider, you're gonna have to ferry out a bit. Gonna get this bottle right now. Tidebringer, it's gonna stack up. K, the thing is, you need to make sure you don't have like, you know, like 5-6 stacks and then you get Flamebreak or something, and as long as you don't tank this, then in this lane.
Yeah, likely we're probably gonna see like a double bowl, right? Both of these mids use bowl pretty well, and I guess then you start to think about which supports can actually secure those runes a bit better, and you already mentioned, right, VP, there's some crowd control to their supports, whereas Alliances, they're these big healing blobs that walk around.
Yeah, definitely sort of ease of execution on VP. The GBK, he goes for these fast boots, just so you don't really feel like you have to get run down. Limp still holding that points instinct, deciding whether he sees an opportunity for Flamebreak. He's probably gonna take it, but just kind of holding that point, seeing comes.
Yeah, more importantly, unless you know, you kind of have that defensive aspect as well this way, right? Like if your opponents rotate, then you can always Firefly run away. But he has gone for the point of the Flamebreak now, and GPK, he's taking a decent amount of damage, but it's only the 1 Flamebreak, so just keeping the pressure on now that the bottles arrive for Limp.
Yeah, you're always gonna have that mark into porting back to base anyways, so shouldn't really be too worried. He of course knows that now there's not a lot of points in Firefly, so as long as he doesn't have, you know, like 4+ stacks, he's not really gonna die here. Got the Fair Fire, he's got the stick.
And he is a nuisance
this lane quite
for the Batrider as the game goes on as well, right? Like, you can actually use X to break that lasso, so it could be that GPK kind of becomes the bane of Limp's existence.
Yeah, exactly. Potentially can be.
From the other lane so far, at least you can see that Nico Baby alongside Limp is off to a good start in terms of CS, and that's going to be important here, right? Because this is a one-call line.
This is where he just ports out. Is he going to make it, though? Yeah.
Just about.
This is the nice thing, though, where Limp understands that he actually doesn't have time to use X-Mark there. If he tries to X-Mark himself, he's going to die, because the cast animation is going to slow for X-Mark. So he just immediately has to port out. So he's going to have to walk back to the lane, which will give Limp the 4-minute rune and give him a slight advantage here. Or at least let him catch up in terms of net worth, but get a bit of an advantage on the...
No, we'll see if actually GPK still goes back for the ball, because it seems like he has no interest in it so far. Makes sense, right? You have got the CM, so you just get a bracer or two. That sorts your HP issue. The CM's aura sorts your mana issue.
Yeah, and right now all 6 cores pretty much farming, trading farm, relatively even across the board.
Say that. Epic Kit, where are the bashes at? You actually almost had S4 there as the supports are off playing with each other. And that's kind of thing. Now they can move in, they can actually find it as S4 lingers around. There's your first blood. Hanskin trying to get some vengeance, but it might cost him his life if the bashes coming out. Ilias has got the Fairy Fire as well, so you can waste more of the time. This side's not good enough though. Might as well just die, get full health, and come back, knowing that Epic Kid got the better side of it.
Who, with Why pointing out, did indeed have a Fairy Fire that he did not use. Clarifying.
Now he's giving us something to talk about. I think it's quite simple, right? It's just you don't want to be sitting on that lane with 0 HP as the CM. Better to just die, you know, recycle your health and mana and come back full, refreshed in it.
Yeah, I mean, you maybe don't want to kill to IO, but it's still not the end of the... still got the kill and the solo experience on the Faceless Void, so you're going to be happy with that trade.
You know, FNG. Looks like he's done. DM will get the kill. Morphlink's still farming, but the problem is that DM is keeping up, and they're actually able to find these easy picks, because Morphling not really a hero that offers more much in the way of protection to his supports early on.
If your Morph is still farming, I think you're pretty happy, but you look at, I mean, the side lanes, right? They're both favoring VP right now. Glodar is slightly ahead of Morphling, slight advantage, but still, and Void is quite happy in the bottom lane.
Feels pretty important that Epic Kid gets a good start in this game as well, right? Like, they haven't got the most incredible chrono combos. They've got some damage they can throw in, but it's not like when you've got things along the lines of a SNAPPHIRE in your lineup.
No, you have the CM and the Wind Range, right? It's gonna be decent damage at some point. You guys, you know, you have your power shot or freezing. So it's not non-existent. But it's definitely not incredible.
That's kind of the ease of which you execute that. You could even consider the Kunkka combo at least up until like the 20-25 minute mark. That'll put you over the edge in these early chronos. So just have to see if GPK can do a lot, because in terms of CS and net worth, he is flogging a little bit behind. I'd say that, but Limp, surprisingly enough, not really having much of a net worth lead over his mid opponent here.
Yeah, I mean, Badrider, it's kind of hard to amass like a goal unless you're going for stacks, in which case you're probably not pushing the lane, right? The nuisance with playing against Kunkka is that he pushes the lane, and so you have to sort of sit in that lane and or killing the creep. Otherwise, kind of giving Kunkka freedom to do whatever.
Yeah, we have seen he's gone for that kind of casual earn. I feel like we're seeing this a lot more. I don't know if he'll upgrade a lane to Spirit Vessel, but in general, off lane mids seem to be taken in. Bot. Looks like Ilias is just going to casually die here to the damage from the ball. The boat's going to come through. Will connect onto S4. Hanskin able to move away, but the X is going to be down to the Beastmaster. And one bash would secure the kill, but Epic Kid can't get... Okay, this just got awkward.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, all of a sudden that interaction is incredibly good for Alliance there. They bring the Kunkka bottom, he uses both, they use the chrono, they didn't get any kills. Managed to get the CM, and now Kunkka is
structures are
without
fortified.
sort of, I mean, he has got the CM more, it's just gonna be sort of AO. So definitely favoring Alliance there.
Yeah, I guess it's a case of like, do you necessarily want to be on the lane? I guess now he has the Tidebringer maxed out, he can sit on the lane against S4. But maybe not the ideal situation, because you're going to see Epic Kid. He can't really show on mid to Limp, or he could easily just feed over a kill now with no chrono. And GPK made a mistake. He stepped up too quickly. The tombstone's gone down, the slows are way too much. He'll turn around and clap him for a lot of damage. Will be enough to scare him away. Saber's now going to chase forward. The tombstone, though, you're going to be happy with that. It's a little bit of gold.
Can't really pursue too far here. They leave from the Kunkka is it's a bit too scary. I kind of would have liked to see. I mean, Limp is down here, but Kunkka is going to come back with full everything here. There's no ward for them, so it's sort of hard for Limp to. He canceled his port going top. He was hovering around the bottom area, and I feel like they could have committed to that idea. But, you know, there's some hesitation.
Now they'll be punished. He used the Primal Roar as well. The movement speed's not enough to get him out. He is gone. I guess, you know, that kind of comes back to that moment you said. He was trying to port top and cancelled it. Instead of kind of being productive, he decides to try and react to the VP play, I guess. Doesn't work out well for him.
Yeah, and now it becomes kind of this wasted time for Limp, where he's in a really good position, but now he's sort of just feeling like he's wasting time trying to get some stacks. Well, farm out some.
But not really what he's meant to be doing right now, right? Like, he's meant to kind of be creating space in conjunction with the Beast, because the Morph is going to need a lot of it in this game. Like, you look at the way VP's core is already scaling, you can see that there's going to be a troublesome future ahead for Nico Baby in this game.
Yeah, I think it's just it's very hard to be this single core Morphling here. Lineup who are going to need alliances. They need their support. They both need to have quite a bit of impact. Back on the IO, you need him to be a sort of a force in these fights.
Well, FNG, he's not going to get any more levels. He will give over some levels to VP though. Just feels like VP right now, they don't have to be threatened. Anytime they just see Alliance showing heroes, they seem to have this ability to outnumber them. I guess it does come back to what you were just saying about XP, right? Like, if Hanskin has level 6, maybe you can start to kind of counterattack these plays that VP are making. This Chrono's going to come out. Boat's coming through. Perfectly timed. Make sure Limp is gone.
I think it has something to do with the fact that there are almost no disables on Alliance, right? Their supports can't really do it. Whenever a core shows up, you understand something might be in the works if you're VP. Whereas for Alliance, sort of any hero can get caught at any time by, you know, more or less any hero from the VP squad. Makes them a lot more vulnerable to rotations.
No, it just means, you know, anything you commit. It's almost like right now the Primal and the Lasso are more of an insurance policy, right? If they use it and it's bad, you just see immediately VP run at them, because yeah, you got some cooldowns, the Chrono and the Bow, but the Bow one goes away further in, and the Chrono at this stage of the game, you'll commit it for anything. Hell, if there's like a stack of creeps there that you might not get, you'll probably throw out the Chrono just to secure them.
Yeah, exactly. The early levels, I mean, early game, like, you know, up until the like 25-30 minute mark, you can kind of be, you know, you don't really have to overthink this Chronosphere, I think, too much. Just, you know, you see an opportunity to get a kill, just go for it, because it's not really the most valuable tool either way for you that early on.
Top tower is under attack.
I don't know if this is the kill. They have got the reload coming in.
Though.
Yep.
And the stun there.
With the stun.
Might not even have to use the lasso here. He's going to anyway. Yeah, it's gonna be a very nice kill for them. And they do have the relocate at least now on Hanskin, so their map is gonna open up just a little bit.
That's the important one to shut down, right? Because that's going to be your key initiative for VP. This is going to be the hero that's going straight for the Blink Dagger. And if you slow it down a little bit, this kind of, well, we don't really have CC in fights, problem doesn't accelerate as quickly.
Yeah, but so my kind of issue with the Alliance's draft here is they have this one core Morphling, and generally when you have a one core hero and you're playing against a hero like Slaughter, unless you're a hero like TB or let's say Phantom Lancer or, you know, one of these other heroes, when you're playing against the Slaughter hero, it becomes very difficult being this single core, because all they really have to do is bring down the Morphling here, and the fight is pretty much going to be theirs, you know, unless they lose 5 heroes. And even then you might still be okay, just because if the Morphling doesn't keep scaling, then it's very hard for Alliance to scale into objectives and becoming stronger to the point where you can take objectives and, you know, further your advantage in the game.
It's a fair point. Then you also have to think about what other elements do VP have that are great at, like, dealing with this one core lineup. And I mean, they have got this Wind Ranger, and we've seen Safe, he's pretty formidable in the possible Wind Ranger. If he gets a good start, starts to find a few kills, you might see him pick up, you know, go towards an MKB, for example. And then Nico Baby always has this threat that even a support could try and pick you off if he finds a good shackle shot.
Yeah, and they also, you know, as the game goes later on, they're gonna have they're always gonna be having this against the more. It's sort of an uphill battle for Alliance, but they're not out of it, you know. But, it's just sort of a difficult game to play, I would say. I think the mech and potentially Greaves on IO or Lotus Orb are gonna be some pretty big pickups, potentially a Solar Crest on S.
top tower has fallen.
Yeah, I think the way to kind of assess this is that the Alliance, it's like they've got a finite amount of deaths they can have, right, before this gets out of control. Like Nico Baby, if he dies just a small amount of times, maybe 3 or 4, you can see that the VP is just going to run you over in this type of game.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, and they also need to find some way to actually try to scale both their IO and ideally the Undying too.
Oh, they throw out Ilias. Stun on the side. FNG is keeping TM busy. The boat isn't coming in though, and that is Lim gone. Ilias is still alive. The freezer field's still going. S4 hesitates, and as a result gets talked in the chrono. They're going to be able to burst through quick enough to bring him down. FNG next on the hit list. There's no way he can get out of this now as he walks into his own death. The flash comes out to assure it. The stun control is down to Hanskin as well. Already used the tether and will fall. Nico Baby at least gets away, so at least he's not starting that quota of deaths that he can only have. But big fight for VP, and now they can just look to start turning it into objectives.
Yeah, they even want to threaten here. They want to get these Bond, pick Nico out of the area. Yeah, I mean, you can see, right? The fighting, it's kind of difficult for Alliance. When Lim comes in like this, he went for these Boots of Travels first. And, you know, I think we've had this discussion many a times. I personally am not a huge fan because I feel like at this point, I think Bad Rider's weakness is sort of his lack of fighting capabilities. The Boots of Travel, I feel like ideally you want to be using these kind of further your advantage. You want to play the map, but when you're too weak to fight, when you can't really take any map, then it's hard to utilize these travels. It's hard to sort of justify this purchase.
Yeah, when you're playing against heroes that are able to react, right? That's the thing. Like the Kunkka alone will see you coming, and he can throw out an X, and all of a sudden your initiation is ruined in this game. Speaking of initiation, jumping, shackle shot forward was good. Nico Baby in a bit of trouble. That's going to try and find enough time. Bo's going to connect though. Nico Baby able to wait from away barely. Yeah, I'm going to be turned around upon. That mech already found a big value from Hanskin, but it will not be good enough to save FNG. There's an X out onto Hanskin, and when he comes in, you know he's going to fall here. No escape for the IO. They'll clip for him. One more hit will do it as GPK secures the double kill.
Yeah, the Vessel tool, very useful engagement. The Morphling, he can't play really the way he wants to. He has to go for the Manta. He wanted to go early on for the E-Blade just to have more damage, but he has to go for it. Counter this both the Vessel and the Amp, and there's a D on Epileptic Kid here. I think they could potentially just could think about Roche here. It looks like they're not really willing to risk. They feel like they maybe have a really firm grasp of the game, but at any time, you know, you could always just go in it. Now have this Void with Mask, Slaughters.
Yeah, probably a better idea to be a little bit responsible about it because, you know, yes, Alliance are losing, but around the pit, they do have a lot of advantages, right? You have got this Beastmaster for vision. We can never, you know, forget about the Undying factor with the Tombstone that can screw over a team entirely if they can't reach it. So, you know, better to play it safe. I mean, there's no rush for VP. We've already said, you know, Alliance, they really need Nico Baby to get ahead, and he's keeping up for the moment. It's just that support and cast that I'm getting a bit worried about now.
Yeah, the issue is sort of their supports here they're falling a little bit flat, right? The Undying, he 0-4 and 0. He hasn't really found any sort of hard for honestly all heroes in this game except for Morphling to find impact, and Morphling's only impact, to be honest, is that you're gonna farming. How you're gonna take these engagements is, I think that's the really tricky question here for, and they need to.
Yeah, it's almost like you wish they had a Spirit Vessel or something along those lines, right? Because that's the thing. A Spirit Vessel on either side of this game is pretty good, because right now, VP don't need the sustain that the IO and the Undying are bringing, right? Their cores are so bulky that they can simply run at you without a worry of dying.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower.
Yeah, and it's not just that they're, you know, just having these disabled systems.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's going to get easier soon. GPK is getting close to that BKB, at which point he's going going to kind of become a target that you have to throw out one of those big ultimates on, and then the question comes out, like, what are you going to do about the other two cores here?
Dire's top tower.
It's like they
is under
actually,
attack.
they check the area, they realize it's safe,
Radiant's
they are going to go for Roche when Alliance have all their heroes up.
They've got the... right?
No, and it's level 1 corrosive haze.
Yeah, but you know, it's still, it's what, -10 armor on Roche's. So he's down to...
Radiant's bottom tower is under
down quite a bit with the Blightstone and the Void with the Mask of Madness. There's plenty of damage there. Fairly easy roll.
VP just playing pretty clean so far. At least S4's finding some value of that tower in the box, so they won't have to play around this area too much. You got a question like, when's their go time? What is the item that's going to enable them? Is it the Blink Dagger on Limp, or are you now set back even further because you have an Aegis to contest with?
Yeah, I think you need sort of this, need something, right? For Alliance, you need, I mean, the Blink Dagger on Limp might be helping. They need a way to take fights. They need a way to get on top of these heroes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
because
attack.
right now they're slowly getting just out-farmed a bit.
Yeah, this feels like one of those games where we've all had them, we've kind of been playing, we're going along, we reach a point where it's like, we're falling far behind. You go, so what's our comeback plan? And everyone just looks over at the boss one.
You know, the vibe I'm getting is sort of the, you know the Matrix movie where, like,
Is this Neo?
Agent Smith.
Neo,
it's
baby.
Like, you know, do you hear that, Mr. Anderson?
Radiant's
The inevitable sound of the train coming. You know,
Oh,
that's sort of the vibe that I'm getting here. Yeah, it's sort of, you know, there's this looming threat of the train that's about to come and hit you. You know, you gotta figure out. They need some sort of a Neo rude awakening. Final form here too.
yeah, they need Neo Baby to realize his true potential. They need him to do it.
Exactly. Gotta turn into the chosen one.
Suddenly learn even more martial arts. Just conquer around the whole fight. It's hard as well. Like, even when he's got this E-Blade, maybe burst of support, but VP's cores are pretty independent at this stage with this sort of gold lead on each of them.
We gotta see some Dota Kung Fu, baby, here.
The box was trying to teach him well. It's only going to get harder this rate. You can already see, you know, they got the Spirit Vessel online. Look what Epic is going for next. Into the Scardies, so even if you are the chosen one, this might end up like the theories around the sequel. Maybe he never escaped from the Matrix.
Maybe he got the wrong pill.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Stuck. Ah, man.
Or Alice in Wonderland and it is Matrix at this point. See how wild and far down the hole they can get, though, as this smoke is not going to connect. Definitely don't want to be jumping onto a Slardar in the river of all things. And VP, they're already wise to it. They're smoked up and moving themselves. They've got this chrono and they want to play. Who is going to be the unfortunate participant in this one? Of course. The Undying, poor FNG. And I don't know if they get the other ones. Shackleshot's going to come in. Save. He's found the bigger target. Limp in trouble here. Trying to move away. Hanskin will get him out with the reload. But I do believe that means someone's about to get their ball smashed in.
Yeah, Hanskin is, you know, he's about to get hit by that train. Oh, you see Epic Kid even, he's just jumping in there, right? He knows he's got Aegis. Even if you get grabbed at that point, it's not really going to matter all that much. There's not really enough lockdown to kill this Void once, let alone twice.
No, we're kind of seeing what you were saying earlier, right? The boost of travel instead of like maybe getting the blink first in this game. So far, Lim's Blink Dagger has exclusively been used for running away. And that does come
he
down
also
to
did just pick it up, right? Like,
yeah.
If you look at this Batraider's, let's call it sort of, I want to say useful, but like fighting purposes, like net worth in terms of fighting purposes versus starting goal, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so he's got additional 3 attributes from his wand, and he's got an additional 2 attributes from Burn. Now Batraider has 7,400 net worth, but like 5,000 of that is pretty much tied up in this Blink Dagger, Boots of Travel, Bottle, and a Windlace, which in terms of fighting capability, raw fighting capability, it actually gives you 0. A lot of this is just mobility. And
yeah,
if you look at Alliance's fighting potential, it's not really there, right? They're kind of getting crushed in these. They don't have the raw fighting power to hit back. When you invest all this amount into kind of mobility, then you're gonna be so heavily lacking in team fight. Now, I'm not saying that if Limp went for completely different items, the game would be, you know, it would be all that different, but it would probably be a start.
Yeah, it comes back to what we were saying, right? That Limp's going to need one hell of a game. He's got to kind of dictate the flow, but so far, whether it's because VP have been predicting him well or because of his item choices, probably a combination of the two, he's really lacked the ability to shine here.
Yeah, I think just a tough game to play when you're this low on disables. Insane is sort of a fan of this pick stuns. It makes Dota easier, and I tend to agree. I feel like this has always been the case of Dota throughout the years.
Let's see who stuns easier. DM with the double stun, movement in on FNG straight away with the current follow-up. They've got the Undying. S4 also in trouble. Spirit Vessel on him, you know he's going down. Hanskin tries to save him with a drive back. Oh, nicely done. Make sure they break the tether and they ensure the kill into S4. Hanskin gets away, but what do you care? You found the bigger one.
Yeah, does he get away though?
He gets away for a moment. He believes he's not here anymore. I'm just not even going to say anything about that. That's like true sad life right there.
No.
Was he hoping, like, is that the moment where it's like he's hoping VP go, wait, where's he? Well, he must be out. I don't know where he's gone. That's got to be a long-range tether.
I just feel like, you know, it would have been one of these, like, it's like a moral victory, right? You're like, you know, you're in a very losing battle, but it's just like you get this IO way in sort of a nice way, then you're gonna get that a little bit of a warm feel inside.
Is this the Dota movie coming to, like, you know, everything's gloomy, everything's looking bad, but saving Private IO, okay? That's the upside here. Latsu, they're trying for the epic kill, they're gonna find it. Primal was used as well. That is everything. Which means DM should just be able to TP away. BK be used by GPK to get out as well. Well, DM, okay, not getting away. Mistakes made. Mistimed it a bit, he's gonna die in the end, so 2 for nothing. It did cost them the big ults, but those are probably the 2 most valuable kills they could find here.
Yeah, bar killing GPK, those are, I mean, they're very important kills, and he still hasn't died yet. He is top of the net worth, so he's having a good game. I mean, guy, he's very good at keeping his composure, even in bad situations.
Tower is under attack.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why. So Alliance, they're finding something, even though back's against the wall.
Now, the question is whether they can get more just in time for a road potential spawn. But this haste rune, Limp might be able to find a Pikmin to save, although he could just immediately TP away.
Yeah, I mean,
or
you gotta think about it.
You could just get it. I'll remind you, that is a POS 4.
Wishes he had the Yules there or the left.
Anything.
Think about it this way, right? If Morphling gets to going for this butterfly, like I like the little balls by Nico here. Yeah, there's gonna be some MKB on the win range. Whatever, you know, I want to become strong. Going for more damage. Going for this butterfly. If at some point later on get caught snoozing, this relocate into Morphling, relocating him in and just hitting the buildings will disappear. You're not even gonna see it if you blink through them.
Oh, definitely. As that case, yeah, there is this MKB on a Wind Ranger, but it's a possible Wind Ranger, which means it's basically gonna be an MKB in that blink. So it's gonna come down to who catches who first. If Nico maybe gets Shackle Shot, he actually has 2 saves, but if Save gets seen for a second with Blink and cooldown, he's just gonna get shotgunned immediately. Look at this. Smoke moving in. Latsu's going to be there before DM going to actually throw down his stun to get the stashes. It's going to be there now with a big puddle. And FNG, he may have just made a puddle underneath him there. Primal's going to come out, everything with the Slardar. But they don't have the damage for that sort of kill. Out of all the people you could have looked for there, that may have been the hardest one to find.
Radiant's bottom
engagement really sort of was salvaged by Save there on the comes in really clutch with that double shackle shot onto the beast. I don't know if it was the IO or the Undying. I didn't see, but he got the Beastmaster, and then S4 he roar onto the Slaughter, who already used his crush, so kind of wasting that one.
That's the problem, right? That's why he cannot be your initiation target.
Nico
baby.
Ooh, in trouble.
No. He can't even kill Save off. Spirit Vessel's going to come out. Chrono back in with the X. Down into the dirt for Nico, baby.
Yeah, and I feel like when you lose your Morphling this way, this is sort of the icing on the cake. Can't really lose your Morphling, right?
No, we gave him a death quota. Like we were saying, what, 3 or 4 times I reckon is the max he can afford.
Yeah, I think that might be a little bit high too. You know, like dying. He dies more than once. The game might be done. Even the once might be too much. I mean, the way the game is going.
That's true. This late in as well, right? Like that amount of time on the sideline, it just means this net worth lead is going to continue to grow for VP.
The thing is, VP has so many heroes that are gonna keep scaling, right? Look at this Undying. Not really gotten any sort of items that are gonna help him fight. Io has a mech. Beastmaster, what does he really offer, right? He's got this Blink Dagger Solar.
I like how you were like, you know, oh, FNG's not really got any items that are going to help him fight. He hasn't really got any items full stop at this point. It's a hard game to be an Undying in. It just feels like he's easy food on the side. So is Roche. Aegis and Sheath. Tombstone thrown down. Limp will think about going in. Last is going to be thrown out. This is desperate though. You can feel it. Double stun from DM though. Catches them on the reload in. They can look on the hand skill first. Try to bring him down. They want to finish off the Roche. FP Kid just wants that second life. BKB activated from GPK. The Io is gone. The Undying is gone. Who's going to get it? GPK. He picks up the Aegis. Now Limp in too deep. The turret's going to be there. Nico baby and Limp both gone. And you can just feel the desperation. I mean, I would not be surprised if Alliance are hovering over the GG button right there.
No, exactly. That was sort of a very close call. I feel like that's sort of a Hail Mary play that you make. There's this really nice, you know, place, at least for Alliance, to fight around this pit where you get the tombstone off. You saw those zombies were stacking up, and it was really annoying for VP to fight in that. But GPK manages to snatch the Aegis. I think they even got the kill on Roche, and then the Torrent as Nico baby is trying to become this turn into the void and jump away, he gets caught by the Torrent and just goes down again.
And now all of a sudden, after we gave him a death quota of 1 max, he's doubled it. Nico baby, you feel relevance slipping away for Alliance in this game. Because that was the thing, right? Like you said, the Tombstone nicely placed. There should be this kind of feeling of rush for VP. But they can just stand their ground. That is how sustainable they are at this stage. They don't actually have to feel threatened when they're S5 by Alliance.
No, I don't really feel like there's much of a... Yeah, they did manage to get the cheese at Alliance. I'm not sure if Nico picked that one up or if someone else did, but they do have the cheese now at least on Morphling, so gonna be at least a bit helpful for him.
I could go hunting for a play. I mean, Save is screwing with Limp top. The problem is there's someone else coming in, and it's not Alliance's here, it's actually Epic Kids. So Limp, I wonder if he still wants to go for this. Save? I think he thinks Limp is gone. Although S4 might fight his own face off here. They're going to jump in the Lassie right now. If they got the damage, they can't connect with a follow-up stun. They're just going to lose S4. They might lose more as well. The Shackle Shot's going to come out. Nico baby holding it. Chrono! Yes, you almost save him by getting rid of Save, but that's nowhere near good enough. They'll find that pick. They'll find another one on the tree line. 4 dead again on the side of Alliance, and it is looking over. GG gets called. What a stomp from VP.
Yeah, I mean, the Shackle Shots caught him, and then he just takes too many hits from that from the Focus Fire. He was pretty much already dead when the Chrono came out. And yeah, I mean, I think this a lot of this game, at least from my point of view, it comes down to the draft. A very difficult one for Alliance to play. Yeah.